Hi, I'm Chet Chaney, Technical Agronomist with DELTAPINE. We're here at the Scott Learning Center. We'll visit with you real shortly about some of our cotton varieties for next year. Starting off with 2038. The class of 20's got three really stud products, and this is one of them. This is the longest season of them. It's got kind of a little different look about it. It's got a good base at the bottom, but as it begins to grow out, it's a little more Christmas tree at the top. That's just something to keep in mind, not a problem on how it grows. Probably the highest yielding of the three in research. Last year that yield was a little bit off, and the other two 20s actually came in better. From a PICS management or a plant growth regulator management, fairly aggressive. It's not 1646, but be pretty timely with it early. High yield, good lint quality, a pretty darn good product, and I think it moves pretty much all the way through the north and south, north part of the Delta without any trouble. We'll talk about three products in the class of 21. 2127, as you can see, it's pretty growthy. This cotton does need fairly aggressive plant growth regulator management. It's very high yielding. It was #1 in the Arkansas OVTs last year. They did extremely well. One caution on it besides the plant growth regulator is the micronair is just a little higher than what we'd like to see, which is not a problem as long as we defoliate on time. So make sure that harvest date's going out on time. Also, this 2127 is bacterial blight susceptible. So if you're in an area like that, one of our class of 20s would probably be a better choice. But as far as top yield, really good product for top end yield as long as that resistance is, bacterial blight's not an issue. It's going to be very good for you. The second member of the class of 2020 is actually DELTAPINE 2020. We kind of joke that, well, that's going to be a great name to look forward to our marketing, and then of course COVID came and 2020 may not have the greatest reputation. However, the cotton has done extremely well. It was first place in the Arkansas County trials last year. As you can see, it's fairly easy to control. It is a really broad acre as far as its adaptability. It moves across acres, good fiber quality. It's bacterial blight resistant, and really, this one's pretty Bubba proof. It really goes about everywhere we need to go with, and really functions extremely well. The yield is up there, the management's easy, laps the middle well, just really doesn't have a whole lot of blemishes at all on it. Another member of the class of 21 is DELTAPINE 2115. It's another Bollgard 3 XtendFlex. This one looks really close to 1518. If you don't like the way 1518 grew, what it brought to the table, this is going to be a really good replacement for that. A little more growthy. At home, I've got it a little shorter for here, but here it's growing a little more. And we'll look at here in just a second at how 1518 looks, and you can see how the comparison comes in pretty close here to 1518. Yield-wise, it was third in the county in the OVTs at the state level last year. Really high performance. But remember, both of those classes of 2115 and 2127 are bacterial blight susceptible. So make sure you have that in your plan as you begin to make that placement. But the yield-wise on it has been very good. Good fiber quality on this one. Micronair is a little bit lower than on 2127, so we'll have to watch quite as closely on that defoliation. But awfully good product for the future as we move forward. This is DELTAPINE 2012 Bollgard 3 XtendFlex. For years, I've wanted us to have something that was very early, but also had really good emergence, something we could plant the front end of the crop, and maybe those temperatures were a little bit marginal, still get a good stand, and where it pays off really is on the backside, when we were able to get that picker out of the barn and into the field, making a big difference on when we finish harvest as much as when we started. This product also fits that bill. Also, it's really responsive to plant growth regulator. It doesn't take a lot. Now, that's not saying I don't want you to put anything on it, but be timely with it, but you don't have to hit it nearly as hard. A lot easier to control the stalk on this. The yields on this are outstanding. It finished third in the state county and the county trials last year in Arkansas. Did really well on yield as well as fiber quality on 2012. So a really good fit to start early. Also, we get some replants late and you're on the backside of planting and need something pretty quick. If we lost a stand from some of the floods we had this year and you were planting late, you could come in here with this one and it will finish out early. A little bit comparable to 1518, but a little bit easier to control than 1518. Something I want you to remember is all the class of 20 that we've talked about, 2012, 2020, and 2038 are all bacterial blight resistant. 2115 and 2127 are bacterial blight susceptible. From a supply standpoint, the class of 20 looks really strong. We're in great shape on it. Class of 21, obviously a little year behind, we'll have a little bit less. And we're not even going to talk about the MPE products that we're testing. They'll be in the class of 22. There'll be a little bit of those as well. Also, 2131 Thrive-On will be out as well. We'll have some of that. It'll be stewarded. We still have 1725 and 1646. They're Bollgard 2s, but they're still working in a lot of places. A little tougher to manage the worms, obviously, but we still have some of those and they're still working really well.